Krishna called for Akrura from the city of Kashi, Varanasi. Now we'll read about we'll start with Akrura because Akrura is the Acharya for Vandanam. Vandanam होता है ना श्रवणम कीर्तनम विष्णु स्मरणम पाद सेवनम अर्चनम वंदनम दास्यम वंदनम. So Akrurji, the prayers of Akruras are the prayers, and that's why he is known to put uh, Acharya or devotee for Vandanam to offer prayers. So we are discussing today about Akrurji in Dwarka. So I will read now and then all of us can read in turn. Akrura was Krishna's uncle. Therefore, when he came back to Dwarka, Lord Krishna first of all gave him a welcome, defeating a superior person. Krishna is the super soul in everyone and knows everything going on in everyone's heart. He knew everything that had happened in connection with Akrura's conspiracy with Śatadhanvā. Therefore, he smilingly began to speak to Akrura. Addressing him as the chief among munificent men, Krishna said, "My dear uncle, it is already known to me that the Shamantak jewel was left by Śatadhanvā with you. Presently, there is no direct claimant of the Shamantak jewel, for King Satrājit has no male issue. His daughter Satyabhāmā is not very eager for this jewel, yet her expected son, as the grandson of Satrājit, would, after performing the regulatory principles of inheritance, be the legal claimant of the jewel." Lord Krishna indicated by this statement that Satyabhāmā was already pregnant and that her son would be the real claimant of the jewel and would suddenly take it from Akrura. Yes. So ये हमने कल भी पढ़ा था कि कैसे भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने बोला अक्रूर को कि जो शामंतक मणि है उसका असली हकदार कौन है, सत्राजीत या उसका उसकी जो जनरेशन है, उसकी जो अगली पीढ़ी है. तो भगवान ने बताया कि सत्राजीत के पास में कोई बेटा नहीं था, तो उनकी बेटी सत्यभामा, तो उसका जो बेटा होगा, उसका जो बच्चा होगा, वो उस शामंतक मणि का असली वारिस होगा. तो भगवान ने उनसे वो शामंतक मणि वापस देने के लिए कहा. यस. ऋषिकेश ब्रो यू कैन रीड एंड देन प्रशांत ब्रो कैन रीड.
Krishna continued, this jewel is so powerful that no ordinary man is able to keep it. I know that you are very pious in activities, so there is no objection to the jewels being kept with you. There is no one difficulty, and that is my elder brother Sri Balram does not believe my version that the jewel is with you. I therefore request to you, O large-hearted one, to show me the jewel just once before my other relatives, so that they may be pacified and reject various kind of rumors. You cannot deny that the jewel is with you, because you can understand that you have enhanced your opulence and are performing sacrifices on an altar made of solid gold. The properties of the jewel were known were known. Wherever the jewel remained, it would produce for the keeper more than 2 mounts of pure gold daily. Akrura was getting gold in that proportion and distributing it profusely. At sacrificial performance, Lord Krishna cited Akrura's lavishly spending gold as positive evidence of the possessing the Shamantak jewel. When Lord, in a friendly term and sweet language, impressed Akrura about the real fact, and Akrura understood that nothing could be cancelled from the knowledge of Sri Krishna, he brought out the valuable jewel covered by cloth but shining like the sun and presented it before Krishna. Lord Krishna took the Shamantak jewel in his hand and showed it to all his relatives and friends. present and then return the jewel to Akrura in their presence to that they would know that the jewel was actually being kept by Akrura in Dwarka city. The story of uh, the Samantaka jewel is very significant in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said that anyone who hears the story of the Samantak jewel or describe it or simply remember it will be free from all kinds of defamation and the reaction of all pious activities, and thus will attain the highest perfectional condition of peace.
यस, थैंक यू। सो भगवान अक्रूर से वो शामंतक मणि वापस ले लेते हैं, और फिर उसके बाद क्या होता है? हम्म, भगवान ने वो शामंतक मणि सबको दिखाई कि देखो, ये शामंतक मणि वास्तव में अ- अक्रूर जी के पास में थी। और वो इस तरह से उन्होंने जो भी उनके ऊपर कलंक लगा था उसको साफ कर लिया। और ऐसा लिखा है कि जो भी स्टोरी को सुनता है तो क्या होगा, वो हर प्रकार के कलंक से मिट जाएगा, और उसके जितने भी रिएक्शंस है इम्पायर्स एक्टिविटीज के, पाप के, वो सारे रिएक्शंस खत्म हो जाएंगे। एंड दस ही विल अटेंड हाईएस्ट परफेक्शनल कंडीशन ऑफ पीस, टॉप मोस्ट शांति, ब्रह्म शांति उसको प्राप्त होगी। जय। सो श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय। सो वी हैव सम मोर टाइम, सो वी विल, ये चैप्टर तो भी खत्म नहीं हो पाएगा क्योंकि कल और परसों मैं आई विल बी जीवी। सो at least we'll begin this chapter and try to cover as much as possible. So, chapter 58, five queens married by Krishna. So, Prashant Prabhu can read two paragraphs, then Aditya Prabhu can read, and then Saurabh Kale Prabhu can read.
As mentioned in the last chapter, there was a great rumor that the five Pandav brothers, along with their mother Kunti, had died according to the plan of the sons of Dhritarashtra in a fire accident in the house of Lak, in which they were living. But then the five brothers were detected at the marriage ceremony of Draupadi. So another rumor spread that the Pandavas and their mother were not dead. It was a rumor, but actually it was so. They returned to their capital city, Hastinapur, and people saw them face to face. When this news was carried to Krishna and Balram, Krishna wanted to see them personally, and therefore he decided to go to Hastinapur. This time, Krishna visited Hastinapur in state as a royal prince, accompanied by his commander in chief, uh, Yu, Yuyudhan, and by many other soldiers. He had not actually been invited to visit the city, yet he wanted to see the Pandavas out of his affection of his great devotees. He visited the Pandavas without warning, and all of them got up from their respective seats as soon as they saw him. Krishna is called Mukund because as soon as one comes in contact touch with Krishna or sees him in full Krishna conscious, one immediately becomes freed from all material anxieties. Not only that, but one is immediately blessed with all spiritual bliss.
Yes, as soon as one remembers Krishna, one becomes purified because Krishna is the supreme pure, right? And here it is mentioned that Krishna is called Mukunda. Mukunda means as soon as one comes in contact with Krishna, he sees him in full Krishna consciousness, one immediately becomes free from all material anxieties, सारे problems, झंझट, समस्या से वो व्यक्ति मुक्त हो जाता है। And he is blessed with spiritual bliss. Correct. Yes. Aditya Prabhu can read.
Receiving Krishna, the Pandavas were enlivened, just as if awakened from unconsciousness or loss of life. When a man is lying unconscious, his senses and the different parts of his body are inactive, but when he regains his consciousness, the senses immediately become active. Similarly, the Pandavas received Krishna as if they had just regained their consciousness, and so they were very much enlivened. Lord Krishna embraced every one of them, and by the touch of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Pandavas immediately became freed from all reactions of material contamination and were therefore smiling in spiritual bliss. By seeing the face of Lord Krishna, everyone was transcendently satisfied. Lord Krishna, although the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was playing the part of an ordinary human being, and thus he immediately touched the feet of Yudhishthira and Bhima because they were his two elder cousins. Arjuna embraced Krishna as a friend of the same age, whereas the two younger brothers, namely Nakula and Sahadeva, touched the lotus feet of Krishna to show him respect. After an exchange of greetings, according to the social etiquette befitting the position of the Pandavas and Lord Krishna, Krishna was offered an exalted seat. When he was comfortably seated, the newly married Draupadi, young and very beautiful in her natural feminine gracefulness, came before Lord Krishna to offer her respectful greetings. The Yadavas who accompanied Krishna to Hastinapur were also very respectfully received. Specifically, Satyaki or Yuyudhana was also offered a nice seat. In this way, when everyone else was properly seated, the five brothers took their seats near Lord Krishna.
Yes, so here it is mentioned that receiving Krishna, the Pandavas were enlivened. So when Krishna came to know that Pandavas are alive and they have come to Hastinapur, so Krishna also came to Hastinapur with his wives and took the meeting with all the Pandavas and Kunti Maharani. Okay, we'll go ahead. Yes. Um, Prabhu can read. You can read these two paragraphs.
After meeting with the five brothers, Lord Krishna personally went to visit Srimati Kunti Devi, the mother of the Pandavas, who was also Krishna's paternal aunt. In offering his respect to his aunt, Krishna also touched her feet. Kunti Devi's eyes became wet, and in a great love, she feelingly embraced Lord Krishna. She then inquired from him about the well-being of her paternal family members, her brother Vasudeva, his wives, and other members of the family. Similarly, Krishna also inquired from his aunt about the welfare of the Pandava family. Although Kunti Devi was related to Krishna by family ties, she knew immediately after meeting him that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She remembered the past calamities of her life and how by the grace of Krishna she and her sons, the Pandavas, had been saved. She knew perfectly well that without Krishna's grace, no one could have saved them from the fire accident designed by the sons of Dhritarashtra. In a choke-up voice, she began to narrate before Krishna the history of their life. Kunti said, "My dear Krishna, I remember the day when you sent me my brother Akurana to gather information about us. This means that you always remember us automatically. When you sent Akrura, I could understand that there was no possibility of our being put in danger. All good fortune in our life began when you sent Akrura to us. Since then, I have been convinced that we are not without protection. We may be put into various types of dangerous conditions by our family members, the Kurus, but I am confident that you remember us and always keep us safe and sound. Even ordinary devotees who simply think of you are always immune to all kinds of material danger. And what to speak of ourselves, who are personally remembered by you. So, my dear Krishna, there is no question of bad luck. We are always we are always in an auspicious position because of your grace. Yet although you have bestowed a special favor on us, people should people should not mistakenly think that you are partial to some inattentive to others. You make no such distinction. No one is your favorite and no one is your enemy. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are equal to everyone and everyone can take advantage of your special protection. The fact is that although you are equal to everyone, you are especially inclined to the devotees who always think of you. The devotees are related to you by ties of love, and such they cannot forget you even for a moment. You are present in everyone's heart, but because the devotee always remember you, you respond accordingly. Although a mother has affection for all her children, ये मिस हो गया listen, all her children. She takes special care of the one who is fully dependent. I know certainly, my dear Krishna, that being seated in everyone's heart, you always create a special situation for your unalloyed devotees.
Thank you. Very important point. Ki just like mother, she is equal to all, but she takes special care of those who are thoroughly dependent on the mother. Similarly, Krishna is equal to all, but takes special care of his pure devotees because they don't know anyone except Krishna, and Krishna doesn't know anyone except pure devotees. Okay, I will read these two paragraphs and we'll stop for today because tomorrow morning I have to leave for GEV. So we'll end. We'll stop today a little early. Then King Yudhishthir also praised Krishna as supreme personality and universal friend of everyone because Krishna was taking special care of the Pandavas. King Yudhishthir said, "My dear Krishna, we do not know what sort of past activities we have executed in our past lives that have made you so kind and gracious to us. We know very well that the great mystics who always engage in meditation to capture you do not find it easy to obtain such grace, nor can they draw any personal attention from you. I cannot understand why you are so kind to us. We are not yogis. On the contrary, we are attached to material contaminations. We are householders dealing in politics, worldly affairs. I do not know why you are so kind to us. Being requested by King Yudhishthira, Krishna agreed to stay in Hastinapur for 4 months during the rainy season. The 4 months of rainy season are called Chaturmasya. During this period, generally itinerant preachers and brahmanas stop at a certain place and live under rigid regulatory principles. Although Lord Krishna is above all regulatory principles, he agreed to stay at Hastinapur out of affection for the Pandavas. Taking the opportunity of Krishna's residence in Hastinapur, all the citizens of the city got the privilege of seeing him now and then, and thus they merged into transcendental bliss simply by seeing Lord Krishna face to face. श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय, श्री द्वारिका धाम की जय, श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय, मथुरापुरी धाम